Alright everybody, what's up? This video is going to be titled Is Fallen a God? So it's going to be a demo review of arguably the best in-game leader in the world. Let's see, I'll talk about the good points and the bad points. You know, I know in my past videos I was mainly focused on the negative side of things. This guy's known to be a very smart in-game leader, so I'm guessing I'll see a lot of positives. This match is being paused. Is this live? Alright, so we see smoke flash. There's only one thing you can do with like one smoke, is go B. I mean, I guess you could technically go, actually no, you could probably go out of balcony and halls in A. So, flashes twice over, he smokes, CT. So, SK is a very disciplined team. Everything they do was pre-planned. They very rarely make mistakes in their execution. So I can assume that everything that they want to do is exactly as they want it, right? And you saw from that B hit, he actually double flashed a B site and allowed his teammates to edge through those flashes before he smoked CT. So well, the good thing about that is he pop flashes the guy CT, right? So this guy's gonna be blind. He'll have to fall back. As he's blind, these guys are starting to push, and his second flash probably I didn't see where it went. Probably went like over here to blind where it was in sight, and then he smoked CT. So if it's a good usage of flashes, because if you smoke before you flash, then this guy is just gonna get smoked out. It's gonna go all the way back construction, and the flashes won't get him at all. So at least that one flash might get you a kill. Like you might be able to catch someone off guard. So that's good. First anti-eco, I like this type of aggressive play against pistols. They're just basic default, very passive. They're taking halls control. Probably not something I would do against pistols, taking halls control, but unless I have like a molly or something, because obviously halls is a spot where you can just double up with a CZ and like a shotgun or something and get and wreck everybody. So mid is where I would go. So that's nice little mid control. This one dodge. Alright, they still got 3 smokes. Let's see what he does with this. He wants to go all the way back B. So he's got the information and no one's pushed peeked car because Phelps was holding it the entire time. That usually means that no one's playing top B. Unless like they could be right up here, but that's it. But that's pretty rare against pistols, so they're gonna throw a fake in B. See, I dislike this. Faking, I mean, it's not that bad because they didn't commit to the fake, so they still have a strong 5 players towards A. They only have 1 smoke left, and they're just gonna dry take it, which is never good. See, there's only 10 seconds left in the round. Alright, this is bad calling. This is very bad calling. So the goal of their little fake. So they kept mid control, right? And the way they did it is Fallen fell back B by himself with Phelps. Well, Phelps was already there, and the other players stayed in top mid, just held it. With that, once they fake B with 2 smokes, like he's assuming that he's gonna hear one of the guys rotating, right? That one of his teammates top mid is gonna rotate, and he'll either get information or get a free kill. That didn't happen. Like all the CTs remained calm and didn't rotate. Usually at least one guy will rotate, but I guess they took the gamble. Actually, they didn't take the gamble. The CTs had a smoke, so they just counter smoked it and they said we're fine. That's why none of the CTs that rotated. I really want to pause this because this is a good. I mean, I can pull this off. All right. This is a topic that needs to be revised, I guess. Revisioned? Who cares? Yeah, so basically he faked B, and they had 3 players up here. I mean, one guy hauls and 2 players right there, top at brackets. So those guys are gonna get a lot of information if any of these players at A rotate. Either maybe this guy goes to Moto because CT player at Arch, maybe he was already in CT spawn, and like that guy's rotating to B. So like the truck player is gonna hear the guy A side running to Moto if he is running to Moto. That's, you're getting a lot of information right with that. But so what happens? Basically, they got counter smoked right here, so they couldn't even go in because they didn't want to push smoke. So that's it for the fucking fake. It's basically not a fake anymore. By then, it's, since there's very limited time on the clock, it is most likely going to be an A take. So because they didn't have any remaining smokes, um, one guy pushed by himself Arch, or 2 guys, I can't remember. I think it was only one guy. And then they tried to rap with the 2 other players, but they didn't have a smoke to smoke off pit or even molly back a pit, so they were just all stuck in this area fighting awkward angles and crossfires. And this guy got wrecked. There's no smoke CT, no smoke library, so like even going Arch at that point isn't a great idea. So I think that was a very bad call. In hindsight, obviously, because they got, mainly the counter smoke fucked him, but even then, like, you're banking everything on like getting a free kill because you're killing off the rotator at A, which didn't happen. I think on a round where you have low utility, you don't use that utility to fake, and they didn't give themselves enough time either. There's only 10 seconds left when Fallen got back into top mid, which is like not something you should see happening against an eco. Because the CTs don't have like a lot of utility to hold them off. That's actually why like one of the B players had only 1 smoke, and they played it so passive, SK did, that he kept his smoke until the execute, right? Whereas if you take early banana control with a couple of mollies, then he'll have to use a smoke early. Alright, so the ball flash side, they got 2 people towards construction. Device, I'm not sure if he was aware or not. So they know a good power flash, obviously, that's why they won this round. Even if they lose, doesn't matter, it was a good force buy. It's a pretty simple strat. I didn't look at the power flash, but it was very good because it hit the guy right here and it hit the guy right here, which is like, I don't know how he pulled that off. At least this guy should be able to dodge the flash. If this, like, it's very odd that this guy gets blind and this guy gets blind as well. But yeah, so it was a good ball flash, and with that flash, 2 players, like, here they were hugging this wall. As soon as they flashed, they flipped CT side. I mean, yeah, CT spawn, and they peeked CT spawn and wrapped all the way around. Those who were blind, they had no information, and yeah, they got wrecked. So that's what I love to see. That's a very positive side. I love to see when you're force buying, you have some sort of strategy that you're gonna apply, and it's not just gonna be let's flip picks. This is a very smart usage of nades, and it might not always work because if the CT is in spawn, well, even if he gets blind, he'll fall back construction, and the terrorist by then have to push inside, so it's kind of they're kind of screwed. But all right, they're playing against a force buy. They took early banana control, which is good. And at the same time, they took, what fair is, they took mid control, so this is exactly what I like to see on Inferno. I like when you take the entire map at the same, like you take map control at the same time. The reason they could do that is because the CTs did not have 3 players at B, so they couldn't push back the terrorists. If the CTs are playing default setup, then it should be fairly easy for the terrorists to take B and take top mid control early in the round. It doesn't matter, like they'll probably have to wait 1 molly or 2 molly, but as soon as they wait out those mollies, they should be able to take top B. And usually mid is only one smoke top mid. You can still smoke arch and pop flash mid and push through smoke. It's not that dangerous. It's not dangerous at all. And the Hall's control, especially on this new Inferno, is very straightforward. Obviously, because there's no room here anymore, and that cubby is not a viable spot whatsoever. Because you can just get spammed. I don't see any interactive setup in halls that like I would use. Back in the day, I used to have either an AWP or even a rifler. You smoke downstairs, and then you a second player boiler would play on top of these stairs right here. He'd just hold the jump up, but now the jump up is safe because there's a little ledge, I guess, on the balcony that allows the terrorists to land safely behind the wall. So in the other Inferno, whenever you had to jump, well, you were exposed. Now, like, not really. So, like, contesting Hall's control as CTs are very hard. I think the only thing you can do is have an opera for an early pick, and that's it. Just a little comment about how to play CT side Inferno, I guess. Alright, so I like the default. That's what I call an aggressive default. It's what I use as well. Alright, same volley top B. They're just gonna hold for pushes. Phelps is their default T-steps player, looking at B push, I guess. Fallen as well. Alright, so meanwhile, Ferd took mid control again. So they did pop flash top mid, he took mid control dry with no smokes. They know it's a full save, so that's a very safe play to make, especially because he's got a Mac 10. Like, he tossed 1 flash, nobody has armor, it's unlikely he dies. With a Mac 10, you just jump around, and his teammate was like close struck as well, so he could trade, not trade, but he could peek and hold his porch while Tucker pushed arch side. Obviously, I think you went way too far. I think once you push top mid and you clear arch, at this point you make a call. You don't just keep going. I like scouting as a general rule. It's I don't think it's a good tactic whatsoever, but he only had a Mac 10. It's not the end of the world, I guess, because he didn't really gain any information. Like all he got was there's 2 CT and he got killed. There could have still been 3 in A side stacked or 2 in pit, whatever, and they could have gotten wrecked off of that, obviously. Unless you're scouting an area where you're 100% gonna get valuable information, I don't think scouting is interesting. What would be valuable information? I think I would use a Mac 10 as a frontman to figure out where they're playing so that my AKs can clear the spots easier, right? I wouldn't just send my Mac 10 alone with nobody to trade. I think it's a poor use of Mac 10. Not poor, it's not terrible, but... Alright, so yet again, they use 2 mollies to clear top B. I like it. Or 3 mollies, I think, actually. Yeah, 3 mollies. Okay, I'm not sure. The hell smoked that? I wanna see this smoked out, man. Just got spammed. That's odd. I'm not sure what. They smoked the corner off. Like, in case there's an opera, I guess. I think I disagree with that use of the smoke. I think you just flash the corner if you want. Especially because you've already cleared sandbags of the car, an old car. Alright, so now they have someone shot someone through the smoke, that's why they got a kill. Yet again, very aggressive default, as you can see. Two players top mid. The CTs are not playing this map very well at this point. As a CT on, actually, I won't talk about the CT, but so Fur is not. I shouldn't even be talking about Fur, but his spacing was terrible. He wasn't close enough to trade. He still got the trade though, but just bad spacing. Aware of the flank, very good. I don't think there's much to say about like the in-game leader. Like they just ran a default. They got a lucky pick through smoke, which happens, good for them. And then they decided to execute B. Right, the in-game leading isn't hard. I mean, well, at least to me, it's not hard. It's very straightforward. You take map control, then you throw an execute. You take map control, you get information. If you have no information, throw an execute. That's it. If you have information, then work off that information, try to make something up. Because when you're putting so much pressure at the same time on the entire map, the CTs are they'll have to either gamble or just stick to their guns and hold their positions. And a 4v2 at B isn't winnable for CTs. You won't hold 4 people on Inferno. That's not something I believe in. I think if you run a scenario 10 times, 2 players you can't hold can't hold a full push, a full molly, good execute. Oh my god, the flash landed in fucking boiler. Same thing, same default. Phelps decided to be early, and Fallen took his position. He's still holding banana, right? Denying that information. He's denying the information. He knows the CTs aren't pushed at B. That means the CTs are stacked somewhere. So they took top mid again. It's very basic CS, man. Very basic CS. I'm not gonna comment like on like the. Actually, I would. I was gonna say I won't comment on the usage of flashes and stuff, but I already did. So they cleared their site. Obviously, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna be aware of the Hall's flank. Yeah. And just bad timing. Like, there's no point for Taco. Just a quick aside. There's no reason for him to hold truck. His teammate is already in truck. The only thing he can do at this point is hold halls. Like, you could say, oh, that's unlucky timing. That's just bad play. There's no need for you to not look at halls. Alright, so this is the 3rd gun round. Let's see. I'm betting we're gonna see the same default. 2B, 3 halls, 3 alt mid, take mid control and halls control and B control. What am I seeing it be here, Fallen? Oh, Fallen switched it up. He went for the op. Where's Phelps? Alright, so they got pushed up. Okay, they got pushed off of B. The B players used their mollies in a deep smoke to take B control. Okay. The terrorists at this point don't know whether they pushed with 3 or only 2 players. Fallen gets a pick at the opposite side. I think at this point they should have already taken control. I think it's. Oh, never mind. The CTs use all their utility. Oh, you can see. I didn't see that. So the CTs mollied top mid a couple of times. Fallen's. Is he high? What the fuck? It's a good molly. Talk with these people. I'm gonna skip this. I'm not here to watch post-plant situations. I mean, SK tried to take mid control when they lost top B, but they kept getting molly here, so they got delayed by like around 30 seconds or so. Instead, Fallen went for big halls with an op. I'm not sure why the CT was jiggle peeking it. Got punished. So let's see this. Yet again, a save for the CC. That was the first round. SK did not take banana control. If I'm Astralis, next gun round, I do the same thing at B. I deny them banana control early, and I try to do something at A where I boost two people. I boost one guy right here. I play one guy under porch, and the third guy corner, and I give up arch side. Alright, a lot of people are gonna ask why give up arch side. The way of taking mid control on this map is to smoke arch and clear close truck. It's very rare that people smoke truck and go arch. I guess why? Because once you have truck control, like this whole area right here, the CTs are really pushed back passively at spots, and especially on this map, you can boost up here. Yeah, and actually, I think the main reason is CTs tend to play under porch, and it's easier to take. Like they're very easy to kill if they do play under porch. Not a lot of setups beat like there isn't many setups on CT side that counter a good mid take from terrorist. Whereas CTs don't tend to play cubby and arch. They'll play like corner and just jiggle peek or something. So you won't get much by smoking truck and just, you know, taking arch. Like you won't really see anybody or trading. And especially on this map, in my opinion, at least you can boost up here and boost up and find good entries with that, right? And get a lot of information. You can molly pit, and like your hall splitter is gonna know if he spit. Alright, he moved. Now this guy's there. You get a lot of information with truck. Whereas with arch, once you smoke truck, that means you actually have to get into arch and like peek stuff, because people could still be behind this smoke right here, and then like wait for a pop flash as the smoke fades, and then there's a flash comes through, and he just peeks under a porch and kills 3 people because you're all blind. This is just really hypothetical, I guess, but I just wanted to say that the reason I would want to see the CTs stack truck is most teams they smoke arch and take truck control instead of the opposite. It's like stacking arch would really be useful. They'll around, like, you know, they have an op, so terrorists have an op. Usually the opper is usually gonna go arch as well. A lot of just hypothetical stuff, I guess. But if I wasn't a game leader on Astralis, that's what I would be calling for next gun round. I'd be calling for that type of push, that type of setup. Phelps, I thought he was playing counter anti-flash by himself. I'm like, that's fucking bossy. So they're taking mid control. I'm guessing Fur is gonna be their front man. Just pre-fire angles. They have good spacing. Ooh, he spots 2 at arch. See, like, this is the thing. Taco just got outshot, so they took mid control. They said, "All right, let's walk up arch. Let's get a kill." And first saw 2 people arch, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing that." Now they're gonna go split B because Fallen hit entries. This is very situational, I guess. They're gonna go back A. I mean, he knows that the remaining player is gonna be B, obviously, because they killed Dupree, who was playing truck, and they killed 2 in arch, or 3 in arch, whatever. No, 2 in arch. So usually the remaining player is gonna be B. Yes. All right. I like how Fallen decided to reaggress arch even when they spotted 2 players, because when you know who the players are, it's usually when you have the upper hand to fight, right? If you go in and blind, it's much harder to get the kills. So when you're same thing at B. Nope. They're playing passive at B. They got exactly right. The CTs take B control with 3 players. Phelps shouldn't have died there. The CCs took big control with the players. 125. They're gonna go to a full exec. I disagree with this call. I don't mind him speaking at this point. He needs to get an entry if he hits a shot. Good for him. I want to see what this execute is. I don't understand the point of this execute. They smoke arch, moto, and like right in front of. I don't know what this smoke does really. It only blocks one angle. I think it's much better to smoke. Wait, I'm thinking. Actually, I don't. Actually, I don't disagree. I haven't really played this new Inferno. I mean, I've played it and scrimmed. It's an okay smoke, but at the same time, I think it's just better to molly it back a bit. So I disagree with this call, but yeah, I disagree with they're gonna go fast speed this time. Are the CCs going for the same? Yeah, the CCs are going for the B the banana control early, and Fallen either knows because he scouted the team or whatever. He knows that they usually do that with only 2 players, which is true. They did it once with 3, but you know this was the 3rd time that it took B control with only 2 players. The CT did, so he said, "Fuck it, we'll just counter it with 5," and they couldn't trade the kill. But at least now they have top B control. In my mind, top B control is the most important part of the map. More important than top mid. Top mid, the CTs will have to give it up because it's not. You can't really hold top mid once you don't have any smokes left. I mean, it's pretty hard. Everybody can just get pop flash. This is yet again a very good idea. Yeah, like I said earlier, taking B with only 2 players, taking B when you know there's only 2 players playing there and they're stuck in site or like CT inside, whatever, is like probably the easiest thing to do on this map. Any A exec requires a lot of smokes, a lot of utility. I'm gonna lose this one. Oh, never mind. Never doubt gold. He only had 10 HP. So if you're wondering why Fallen, why they went B, at that point, all they could do was go B. Because they waited on B they took B and they stood there for like 45 seconds. Like they don't know where the CTs are set in mid, and by then taking mid control would take too much time. Too much time basically, and like they'd be stuck having to make a really quick decision with low utility because you already used a ton of shit at B. You had to use a smoke at mid, probably a couple of flashes. Now you take mid control, you need to wait for the arch smoke to fade before you peek into arch if you want to peek into arch. Like they wasted too much time at B, and so by deciding just to stay at B, at top B, at top banana, they were kind of stuck into making a B exec. And it's very hard for the CTs to guess they're gonna go B. I feel like as a CT, if you haven't seen an arch smoke for 45 seconds, you can assume that they're gonna go B. Like the arch player is very useless to me on this map. The arch player could basically, you could play B most of I mean obviously once, if you do that in one match they'll know, but you can play like a quick rotator B every time you see a smoke at B, and as soon as you see the top arch, the arch smoke, then whoever's rotated B goes back to arch. The terrorists won't push to the smoke, so you have time to rotate. Alright, this is a full ego. Oh man, my mouth is dry. My youth is young, fair again. Just pushing mid by himself. Nah, there's two players with him. It's very. They do the same thing. They do the same thing almost on every go. They have one guy T-steps, or two people T-steps, and they take mid control. That's a default. It's on the map Inferno. To me, taking mid control, I guess, in eco is like the most safe thing to do. So it's a very, very good thing. That's why they don't lose many anti-ecos, because they go where they need to go, you know? I think at this point, I would have liked to see Astralis stack mid on a force buy, like on a small force buy, I guess, with like pistol, small armor. Should have stacked mid at least once. Like someone close mid right here, dodging flashes. You could have even someone boosted right here. I have one guy corner right here. Like you could do something like that.
Yes, agreed.
They haven't done it though, so. Astralis lost this game because they haven't changed their setup at A. Like their B setup are decent, but I feel like at A they haven't contested mid, which is gonna cost him. Now, as a T caller, if you haven't taken mid control after 45 seconds, I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like you should have brackets control at about 125. And you should have top B control as well. Like I can pause this right here and tell you exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna go A. You might ask why. I mean, before I saw those smokes. Obviously, now it's obvious. Their only choice is to go A because they don't have top B control. When you don't have top B control and there's only 45 seconds left in the round, going back B is such a risk. Because you don't know where they are, they could be anywhere. It takes such a long time to even clear top B, and they'll get, like, if you run there, they'll get a lot of information early, and there's gonna be a quick rotate, and by then you're fucked. Like you can't really go back, so you kind of have to commit to going B. Because of that, they can't go B. The only thing they have is Hall's control at this point. They don't have mid control. They'll get it now. So this is something I dislike. Because they're doing a full execution without getting mid control beforehand. I think you should have smoked Arch like at 130, taken mid control, and then if you wanted to re-hit mid afterwards, then do that. At this point, this guy right here should have been a long time ago. There is no point in him staying there. The CCs have this. Oh, Glacian still has him all in. Bad timing. That's bad timing. Or do 3 waves or you got blind. I'm not pretty sure. Dude. So, I don't think SK should have won this round. I think Device should have rotated very, very early. Alright, actually he had knob, so he should have probably just been boosted. I held the angle, and because if this should have rotated and had a 4-1. That's a mistake in calling. I don't think that round was well called. I think I've seen Fallen make 2 bad calls this half. That one and one of the rounds Astralis won was exactly the same thing. Like SK did the same thing as this past round, where they went mid blind into an execute late in the round and they got wrecked. I don't think you can give up banana control. Let's just say that. I think if you give up banana control for the entire round, you need to take Arch. Like entirely. Like you need to post up library, smoke moto, try to peek into CT spawn. I think if you... Otherwise, I think you give the CTs way much leeway. Like, you need to find a way to keep 2 at B. Well, the first time they smoked truck, now they're gonna go arch. I mean, this is just an anti-eco. Yet again, anti-eco. You want to fight at long range. You don't want to fight crossfires. The best thing to do is definitely go arch. The only good crossfire at arch side. There's a couple, but a guy right here, a guy moto, a guy right here, a guy moto, a guy library, a guy moto, library. This right. All these crossfires. It's very easy to deny one of them. You molly this, well, nobody here. So at this point, all you have to do is either you smoke spawn and you just walk up. Now you've denied the crossfires, or you can smoke library and do the same thing, or you can just go like very slowly with a lot of people and have two people hugging this side and one guy hugging this side, so that you'll both have early information if the seats are playing off angles. And you're peeking like mid-range, mid to long range against pistols, which is exactly what should happen, instead of peeking headshot angles like pit, you know, or graveyard. I want to see the CTs do something different, man. Like, man, they have to do. Phelps is gonna get a kill. Wait, where's Phelps? The CTs haven't even, like, they sent 3 people early B and they didn't do anything with it. They didn't secure B control. This is gonna bite him in the ass, I'm telling you. They still haven't taken control. See, now they just did. See how easy it is to take control? You smoke arch. I think the CT smoke truck, to be fair. Yeah, the CT smoke truck, that's why he walked through it. What's going on at B? I like this, right? I think this is the last thing I'll say about the T side. Is the reason this round went well for them is because Phelps had a very good spawn and got into this spot without being naded, because the naded just went past him because he had a good spawn. And being there, the CT smoked down here and they mollied like right here, and like he wasn't mollied off, and he could just walk right here, and the CTs did not peek that, so they didn't clear it. Just with that small thing meant that Phelps had a really good positioning where as soon as the smoke disappears or as soon as the mollies end, all the terrorists need to do is flash over and swing wide, because the car player is going to be blind if he peeks it, and take B at this point, right? You can, if you want to molly, you can molly right here, you can molly right here if you want, and just toss a ball flash and clear it. And from what I've seen, I don't think SK takes banana control if they're contested. I think if they're smoked out, they'll just give it up, because that's what I've seen. And I think that one round, they got lucky because Phelps just ran past the nades. So I'm not gonna talk about CT side. I can't say. I don't know if he's calling on CT side. Alright, so that was it for Fallen, the IGL god. So in recap, very good in-game leader. Very basic. He really does basic stuff. I like it, man. There isn't much else to say. I think he takes too long to take mid control on gun rounds, and he doesn't. I think the fact that he doesn't contest banana control if the CTs are smoking bottom banana it's gonna bite him in the ass. I think some team is gonna figure it out and they'll just keep doing it. And at some point, they could just, kind of bluff it, bluff that they have multiple players, or not use their mollies, just use a smoke and a flash, and he still won't push through. So I think like that. I think he's like I don't think Inferno's gonna be one of their good maps. And from what I've seen when they played Big in the major, the only reason they won against Big was because Gold Zero is a god and dropped like 40 kills. He won them a lot of rounds that Big shouldn't have lost. It was just because Gold Zero is a god. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching. I think actually what I like best is how he plays anti-ecos. Very, very. I like the strats on the anti-eco. I like direction it took, and it was very good. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a good night.